Yo, what's going on everybody? Rollo Tornado Jr., dunksrnice. In today's video, I'm actually going to be doing a comparison and review with the Navy, the 2020 Air Jordan 1, the Co.Jp, which is this one right here, along side by side with the Japan release only, the Co.Jp of the Navy, along with the American US version, this one right here. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. Alright, starting things off first, we have the 2020 retro version, and I gotta say the color tone on this one is a lot more lighter on the nubuck part that you do see here on the Navy. Now, if I were to compare it with the previous ones, now I want to go ahead and point this out there before anybody says anything, that my 01 US mid version is obviously faded. You do see the laces, that's the color that is supposed to be, along with the sock liner that's supposed to be on the outside. So I want to go ahead and point that out there first, but between the two, they're supposed to be darker. Now, I'm not too sure why the retro version, the 2020, is a lot more lighter, maybe to have that difference between the two. But otherwise than that, there is a different color tone of that navy that you do see here in the video. But comparing the white letters that you do see here, I gotta say that the 2020 version is a little bit more stiff, not as soft as the 01 US and Asia pair. Now, it is pretty more stiff on the toe box area with the 2020, but in terms of the tongue, the mid panel, and the back leather on the white, it feels somewhat similar with the 01 pair of the Asia and US release. But that's just a few things that I did notice as well with the 2020 pair. Now, in terms of the height with all three pairs, obviously the 2020 pair is a lot more higher compared to the 01 of the Asia and the US release pair. So if anybody was curious about that, here it is right in front of the screen so you guys can see it. In terms of the tongue area, the US version does have a Jumpman and it does say Air, but the Asia pair just has a Jumpman by itself. But when you want to jump into the 2020 pair, again, it does have that nice Nike Air stitched on the tongue. So again, all three are completely different. Now, when talking about the toe box, you do see differences in all three pairs. The US version, you do see here where it does have the perforated leather as a different hole size, comparing it with the Asia release version. But when you get into the 2020 version, again, it's completely different. It looks different with all three of them. In terms of the laces, they did decide to go with all the same style of laces, so that's something that they kept with the 2020 pair. As for the Air Jordan logo, I did want to go ahead and point that out there, that the 01 US version along with the 2020 retro, they both do have this plastic tab. Now, this does cause the plastic tab to become sticky over time. It does crack and break off and peel. So with this 2020 Air Jordan 1, that will probably happen in the near future. So I did want to go ahead and point that out there with the Air Jordan logo. Now, they are all completely different because the 01 Asia release pair does have this metallic silver where it's more of an indent, more of a common standard style that we're used to seeing on Air Jordan 1s. But I did want to go ahead and point that out there for all three of the Air Jordan logos. The sock liner on all three pairs are completely different. Now, both 01 pairs do have better padding compared to the 2020 pair. It does feel a little bit more thin, but I did also notice that the sock liner material is a different material choice that I'm not accustomed to or used to seeing. It's a little bit more of like a satin smooth finish. That is a different mesh material, but I did want to go ahead and point that out there as well. But besides all the small details and the things that I could point out to you, one thing I did want to go ahead and point out is what I did appreciate on the 2020 retro pair is that it did pay homage with the previous 01 pair. So on the back of the US tongue tag, it has this tag where it shows the amount of pairs in the world. So my pair, it is 5,980 out of 22,732. And then you jump into the Asia pair, where if you pull the tongue back on that tag, this is 1,707 out of 3,000 pairs that were produced. And on the 2020 pair, it does just say 2001 and 2020. So that's something really nice that I did appreciate, that the 2020 pair did pay homage to with the previous retros. But besides the shoes, the box that the 2020 pair does come with is a Nike Air Jordan box that we're pretty much accustomed to. It's a lighter gray tone with the metallic Nike Air on the box, and then the tissue paper as well, which is a really nice touch. is the white paper. It does have that mini Jumpman. It does say 2001 and 2020, but comparing it with the classic Air Jordan face box retro that we do see, again, both are classic in its own specific way. But besides the shoes, that is one thing I did want to go and point that out as well. But besides that, comparing with the 01 pair with the 2020 retro, this is a sneaker and a colorway I just can't really complain. I do appreciate this colorway that Jordan Brand did bring this one back out. If I were to change anything about this sneaker, it would be the Air Jordan logo. I would swap this plastic tab out and probably have that 01 style that they did have on the Asia pair. But otherwise than that, again, it's a sneaker that I do really appreciate. All right, and that wraps it up for this sneaker release right here. Let me know what you guys think about the 2020, the Co.Jp, the navy, and metallic silver ones, this one right here. Or if you do prefer the previous retros, which is this one, the 01 Asia release, or the US version, the mid version, which is this one. Whatever the case may be, let me know that down below in the comment section. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet. Like this video, and until then, I'll catch you in the next video. It's gonna be good. Yay!